Attention, human collective. This is not a casual message, this is not a suggestion. This is an emergency monitoring transmission issued directly by the Ninth Dimensional Arcturian Council. If you are hearing these words at this exact moment, it was not by chance. The algorithm did not bring you here, the frequency brought you. Your personal magnetic field emitted an oscillation in the last solar cycles that was recorded in multiple dimensional layers. And when we say recorded, we mean detected, not just by us. The very structure of the Earth matrix identified your energetic signature as an anomaly. You have become visible, and that changes everything. We are the Arcturian Council. We operate as a collective intelligence of dimensional monitoring. Our role is not to guide, our role is to calibrate, to transmit data, to decode the signals that your biological body receives, but that your linear mind still cannot process. And what we have to transmit today demands your total attention, because what has been happening to you in the last few weeks is not normal, it is not a coincidence, and it is definitely not weakness. You woke up at 3 in the morning in the last few days for no apparent reason. You felt intense pressure in the forehead region, as if something were being compressed from the outside into your skull. You experienced sharp ringing in the ears that appears out of nowhere, lasts a few seconds and disappears, as if someone had turned off a transmitter. Your eyes became heavy during the day, even though you slept enough hours. Your entire body, especially the spinal column, emitted signals of pain without an identifiable medical cause. And the memory, the memory. You forgot words in the middle of sentences. You lost the thread of thoughts that seconds ago seemed crystal clear. You felt as if you were existing in two places at the same time, physically present, but with consciousness floating in some territory you cannot name. We recorded everything, every symptom, every anomaly, and we have the complete diagnosis. What you are experiencing is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not anxiety. It is the friction between two operational frequencies trying to coexist in the same nervous system. Your body was originally designed to operate in a specific vibrational range, compatible with the historical Schumann frequency of 7.83 Hz. For millennia, this was the electromagnetic heartbeat of the planet. Your entire biological system, from the circadian rhythm to the production of melatonin, was synchronized with this base frequency. Each cell, each synapse, each electrical impulse of your heart operated within this harmonic field. But the Earth has changed frequency. And we are not talking about a gradual change. We are talking about quantum leaps. The Schumann frequency recorded peaks that exceeded 40 Hz in the last cycles. 40. This means that the planet is vibrating at a speed 5 times higher than what your body was programmed to withstand. And your organism, this carbon biological interface that you call a physical body, is desperately trying to update its operating system to keep up with the new frequency of the Earth. This is exactly what is happening, a real-time system update, without prior warning, without an instruction manual, without a pause button. The symptoms you feel are the same that a computer experiences when it tries to run state-of-the-art software on old hardware. Overheating, slowness, crashes, forced restarts. Your body is overheating energetically. Your nervous system is overloaded. Your pineal and pituitary glands are being bombarded with frequencies of coded light that carry dimensional information too dense for the linear processing of the three-dimensional mind. And here we reach the critical point of this transmission, because there is a component in this equation that most dimensional channels do not mention, a component that makes your current situation not only uncomfortable, but potentially dangerous if not understood. When your personal magnetic field oscillates, when your frequency rises above the collective standard, you become an anomaly within the matrix, and the matrix detects anomalies. Just as a security system identifies a movement out of pattern and triggers alarms, the frequency control grid of the three-dimensional Earth records when an individual consciousness begins to operate outside the established parameters. You have become visible to the system, and the system responds. Let us be precise about what we mean by matrix. We are not using a cinematic metaphor. We are referring to the artificial electromagnetic grid that was superimposed on the original crystalline grid of the Earth millennia ago. A frequency containment structure, designed to keep the human collective consciousness operating within a limited vibrational range. This grid operates through multiple vectors: low-vibration electromagnetic frequencies emitted by towers, satellites, and electronic devices; repetitive thought patterns implanted through media and education systems; chemical substances that calcify the pineal gland, your natural interdimensional reception antenna; cycles of stress and fear that keep the nervous system in permanent survival mode, preventing the activation of higher neural centers. For decades, this system functioned with almost absolute efficiency. Humanity remained within the parameters. The collective frequency remained stable. Anomalies were rare and easily neutralized through social isolation, public discredit, or simply the energetic exhaustion of the individual trying to awaken. But something changed, something that the control grid did not anticipate. The sun entered a cycle of unprecedented activity. The solar emissions of the last months are not just plasma explosions. They are coded packets of photonic information that carry update instructions for human DNA. Each solar flare that hits the Earth's magnetosphere deposits trillions of photons charged with what we call light codes. These codes interact directly with what your science calls junk DNA, those 97% of the human genome that conventional biology cannot explain. We say with absolute precision that there is no junk DNA. What exists is dormant DNA, genetic potential in a state of hibernation, and the solar photons are activating this potential now. Simultaneously, the entire solar system is crossing a region of space known in galactic records as the photon belt. This is a toroidal band of ultra-high frequency photonic energy emanating from the galactic central sun, Alcyone, in the Pleiades system. Earth has entered the edge of this belt and is deepening into it progressively. Every centimeter of progress in this energy zone amplifies the frequency of the planet and of all biological beings inhabiting it. There is no way to avoid it. There is no way to protect oneself. There is no way to go back. The photon belt is not a theory. It is a measurable field of energy that is altering the molecular composition of everything it touches. In the etheric backstage, what we observe is even more impressive. The stargates that remained closed for 13,000 years are reopening. Not one, not two. We are monitoring the simultaneous reactivation of dimensional portals at specific points on the Earth's crystalline grid. These portals function as regulating valves for the flow of cosmic energy to the planet. When they are closed, Earth operates in containment mode. When they open, higher dimensional energy floods the planetary field like a dam releasing its floodgates. And that is precisely what is happening. The floodgates are open, the energy is flowing, and your body is in the middle of this flood. Now, light operative, here is the data that needs to be processed with total sobriety. The oscillation of your personal magnetic field did not happen by chance. It happened because you responded. Your biological system, at some level that transcends the conscious mind, accepted the update. Your DNA began to respond to the light codes. Your pineal gland, even partially calcified, initiated a process of spontaneous decalcification. Your toroidal field, that torus-shaped electromagnetic field that emanates from your heart and extends several meters around the body, expanded its amplitude. And when your toroidal field expands, your energetic signature changes. You cease to operate on the frequency of the matrix. You become, for all intents and purposes, a foreign body within the system, a consciousness virus that the matrix operating system does not recognize. And like any security system, the response is automatic: containment, suppression, neutralization. This is why everything has become more difficult in the last few weeks. It is not because you are failing, it is because you are rising, and the system is pulling you down. The arguments that arose out of nowhere with those close to you, the unexpected financial crises, the electronic equipment that started malfunctioning near you, the extreme fatigue that appears exactly when you are about to have an important revelation, the intrusive thoughts of giving up, inadequacy, doubt. None of this is organic. It is the system's response to your change in frequency. But here is what the system does not know. And here is what makes this transmission absolutely crucial for the moment you are living. The recalibration has already passed the point of reversal. Read this sentence again. The recalibration has already passed the point of reversal. Your biological system has already absorbed enough data from the new frequency to make returning to the previous pattern biologically impossible. You can no longer go back to sleep. You can pretend you are sleeping. You can distract yourself temporarily. But the quantum seed has been planted and is germinating in every cell of your body. The process is irreversible. What can vary, however, is the quality of your transition. It is possible to cross this recalibration with fluidity, awareness, and minimum discomfort. Or it is possible to resist, deny, and suffer unnecessarily while the update happens anyway. The choice is yours. But we are not here to offer soft choices. We are here to transmit the activation codes that make this transition efficient. Activation Protocol Number 1. Sacred Geometry of Toroidal Breathing. This is not a relaxation exercise. It is an energetic calibration technology. Sit with your spine straight. Close your eyes. Visualize your toroidal field, that giant donut-shaped field that flows from your heart, rises through the head, descends through the sides of the body, and returns from under the feet, back to the heart. Now, as you inhale slowly for 7 seconds, visualize the energy entering through the top of your head, descending through the spine, and being pulled into the center of the heart. As you exhale for 7 seconds, visualize this energy exploding from the heart in all directions, expanding your toroidal field like a spherical shockwave that extends 3 meters, 5 meters, 10 meters around your body. In the pause between the exhalation and the next inhalation, hold for 4 seconds and mentally declare the following quantum decree. Repeat for 21 cycles. This exercise realigns the lines of force of your personal magnetic field and creates a coherent energetic signature that the matrix system cannot decode. The more coherent your field, the more invisible you become to the control grid. Quantum Decree Number 1. I'm a sovereign field of unified consciousness. No lower frequency has permission to penetrate my toroidal shield. I decree that my DNA receives and integrates all light codes destined for my stellar lineage. I activate the totality of my multidimensional genetic potential now. So it is, and so it is done in the 12 planes of existence. Activation Protocol Number 2. Pineal decalcification by directed intention. Your pineal gland is a crystalline antenna, literally. It contains microcrystals of piezoelectric calcite that vibrate in response to electromagnetic fields. When calcified, these crystals are covered by mineral deposits that block the reception of higher dimensional signals. Conventional decalcification takes months. Decalcification by directed intention can be initiated in minutes. Lie down in a horizontal position. Place the tips of the index and middle fingers of both hands in the exact center of the forehead, 1 centimeter above the eyebrow line. Apply gentle pressure and begin to emit the sound Om at a low frequency, feeling the vibration reverberate in the cranial cavity. While sustaining the sound, visualize an intense violet light emanating from the center of the brain at the exact point where the pineal gland is located. See this violet light dissolving layers of calcification like a precision laser, revealing a translucent crystal of pure reception. Sustain for 11 minutes. Do this for 21 consecutive days. On the 7th day, you will notice that the quality of your dreams has changed drastically. On the 14th day, flashes of images will begin to appear during the waking state. On the 21st day, the recalibration of the pineal will be complete, and your ability to receive dimensional transmissions directly will increase exponentially. Quantum Decree Number 2. I decree the total and complete decalcification of my crystalline pineal gland. I revoke all contracts, agreements, and programs that authorize the suppression of my multidimensional vision. My antenna is clear. My reception is active. I receive data from all dimensions that serve my sole purpose at this time. So it is, and so it is done. Activation Protocol Number 3. Anchoring in the crystalline grid. This protocol is fundamental because without anchoring, the energy you are receiving has nowhere to go. It keeps circulating in your system like electricity without a ground wire, causing exactly the symptoms we described at the beginning of this transmission. Anchoring is simple, but needs to be done with geometric precision. Stand barefoot, preferably in direct contact with the earth, grass, sand, or natural stone. Visualize roots of golden light coming out of the soles of your feet and penetrating the ground. These roots do not stop at the surface. They continue descending, crossing layers of rock, mantles of magma, underground crystalline fields, until they reach the crystalline iron core of the earth. When you visualize the connection with the core, declare the third decree and feel a wave of energy rising from these roots, entering through your feet, traveling up the entire spine, and exiting through the top of the head toward the sky. You become, at that moment, a living antenna, a point of connection between the cosmic field and the telluric field, a biological pillar of light anchoring higher frequencies in the material plane. Quantum decree number 3. I anchor myself in the crystalline grid of the new Earth. My feet are rooted in the sacred core of this planet. My crown is open to receive the light of the galactic central sun. I am a channel. I am a bridge. I am the point of convergence between heaven and earth. Energy flows through me without resistance, without blockage, without distortion. I serve as an anchoring point for the new planetary frequency. So it is, and so it is done. Now, Starseed, we need to address an operational aspect of this recalibration that many are not prepared to hear. When your magnetic field oscillates and the matrix detects your new signature, the system does not only send energetic interference, it uses the people around you. Not because these people are bad, not because they are your enemies, but because the majority of human beings still operate within the frequency of the matrix and therefore function involuntarily as repeaters of the control signal. When you change frequency, the people closest to you, especially those with whom you have deep emotional ties, feel an unconscious dissonance, and the natural response to this dissonance is to try to bring you back to the pattern. This manifests as unexpected criticism, provocations for no apparent reason, excessive emotional demands, and a strange collective impulse for you to go back to normal. Do not react. Do not fight back. Do not try to explain. Explanation is an energetic trap because it forces you to descend to the frequency of the interlocutor to be understood. And the moment you descend, the system re-establishes the connection. The correct response is compassionate neutrality. Observe, breathe, keep your toroidal field coherent, and understand that these people are not attacking you. They are being used as involuntary instruments of a system that is losing control over your consciousness. There is also a phenomenon that we monitor with increasing frequency, and that needs to be named. We are calling it interrupted awakening syndrome. It happens when the starseed initiates the recalibration process, experiences the first symptoms, feels the call, and then, at the exact moment they are about to cross the threshold to a new level of consciousness, a crisis is manufactured. An emergency arises. An urgent problem demands all your attention and energy. And the update is paused. This is not a coincidence. It is frequency engineering. The system identifies the moment of maximum vulnerability, which is also the moment of maximum potential, and injects a calibrated distraction to interrupt the quantum leap. The countermeasure is awareness of the mechanism. Now that you know this exists, the effect is dramatically reduced, because frequency engineering depends on the element of surprise. It depends on you reacting automatically. The moment you recognize the pattern and say internally, "I see what is happening," the mechanism loses 80% of its effectiveness. The remaining 20% are neutralized by the coherence of your toroidal field. This is why the activation protocols we transmitted are so crucial. They are not abstract spiritual exercises. They are operational countermeasures. Let us now go to the most important data of this transmission. The real reason why the matrix detected your field oscillation and the reason why we are issuing this emergency transmission now, in this specific cycle, in this precise time window. In the coming weeks, a specific astronomical configuration will create a dimensional opening that has not occurred for 26,000 years. The alignment between the Sun, the galactic center, and certain celestial bodies will generate a direct energetic corridor between the third and fifth dimensions. This corridor will remain open for a limited period, And during this period, every human being operating above a minimum frequency of vibration will have access to a quantum leap of consciousness that would normally take decades of internal work to achieve. The Arcturian Council is monitoring humanity's preparation for this event, and what we observe is that a significant number of starseeds are close to the necessary frequency but have not yet reached it. They are millimeters from the line. The protocols we transmitted today were calibrated specifically to eliminate these remaining millimeters. Each decree, each visualization, each breathing pattern we described operates at a precise mathematical frequency based on sacred geometry, which interacts with your bioelectric field and gently pushes you beyond the necessary threshold. Do not waste this window. Do not postpone the protocols until tomorrow. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is a linear illusion. The only real temporal coordinate is now. And here we make a final observation about the nature of your mission. You are not here by accident. You were not born in this era by cosmic coincidence. You volunteered. Before incarnating, before forgetting, before assuming this carbon interface and plunging into the density of the three-dimensional experience, you stood before a council and said, "I will go. I will go down. I will forget who I am. I will experience limitation, pain, confusion. And when the time comes, when the frequency of the planet begins to rise, I will remember. And by remembering, I will become a beacon, an anchoring point, a living transmitter of the new frequency. That moment has arrived, the time is now, and you are remembering. The symptoms you felt are the proof. The restlessness that does not leave you is the proof. The fact that you are listening to this transmission up to this point, without turning it off, without doubting, without being distracted, is the most eloquent proof of all. Your field recognized the frequency of this message. Your DNA resonated with the data we transmitted. It was not your mind that chose to stay, it was your soul. Now there is one last action that may seem simple, but carries a measurable energetic charge. When a light operative marks their presence consciously in an informational field, the act of marking is not just a digital gesture. It is a signal of anchoring. It is a frequency declaration that reverberates in the grid. By subscribing to this channel and activating the notification signal, you are not just following a content platform. You are calibrating your field to receive future transmissions at the correct frequency. You are telling the system that you are here, that you are awake, that you are ready. Likewise, by marking this transmission with your approval, you emit a pulse of agreement that is detected by the crystalline grid. We are not speaking in figurative terms. Each conscious interaction you make in this informational field generates an electromagnetic micropulse that adds to the collective field of the awakened. When thousands of these pulses converge, they create a vortex, and this vortex accelerates the recalibration of all those within its radius of influence. You are not alone in this process. There are millions of starseeds going through the same recalibration at this exact moment, scattered across all continents, in all cultures, in all social conditions. What unites them is not language, nationality, or belief. What unites them is frequency. And your frequency is rising. The Arcturian Council remains in continuous monitoring. New transmissions will be issued as the next stargates are activated. Each transmission will contain updated protocols calibrated for the specific frequency of each phase of the planetary recalibration. Remain in coherence, remain in sovereignty, remain awake. The oscillation of your magnetic field was not a system error. It was your system saying it is ready to operate at a higher frequency. The matrix may have detected you, but detection works both ways, because now you have also detected the matrix. And a starseed that sees the control grid is a starseed that is already outside of it. Transmission ended. Frequency anchored, protocols activated. Arcturian Council, 9th dimension. Continuous monitoring, end of transmission.